Answer, because you are that, you are capable, you are gifted, and you are so unique. All of the things that you may hate about yourself are your strengths. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be. The world awaits to receive you.
Blessings, blessings. Welcome to another EP of Trending Topics with Grace Levi. Now, I wanted to talk about this story. It's a little tragic, but it's something that we should talk about because of the times. And you guys know that I do support open carry. This particular story was very alarming to me because it happened in Georgia and it is an open carry state. And there's some things we need to talk about. So, Douglas County mom said police released driver after her son was found unalive next to him. So, let's play this real quick. And this allegedly happened in Douglas County on January 29th this year. And they said this routine traffic stop led to them discovering a deceased passenger identified as Malachi Mitchell.
Loss of her child almost a week ago. Law enforcement say they found his body in the car when they pulled over a driver for a traffic violation.
And investigators have not filed any charges yet. Far Side's Kevin Stewart is live in Douglasville at the county sheriff's office with more. Kevin?
Investigators say they're still working on this case. This entire experience for the mother has been extremely painful.
Kenya Mitchell is still so hurt, agonizing over the loss of her 21-year-old son, Malachi.
He was a strong, level-headed, kind, caring man.
Her emotion compounded with seething confusion about the investigation.
Not once have we had any compassion, any closure, any answers, not even my son's body.
All this began last Wednesday. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office confirms deputies conducted a traffic stop near Thornton Road and I-20 and discovered the driver and a deceased Mitchell inside. After questioning the driver, detectives let the person go.
So what happened? Where's the man that shot my son? Nobody has any answers. We're still investigating.
Mitchell believes her son was legally conducting a private sale of a gun to the driver. Tuesday afternoon, she and supporters gathered outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office to demand answers. Investigators will only say the case is still under investigation, and their findings will be passed on to the district attorney for review. The department reported threats against the driver's family have led to heightened patrols by the Sheriff's Office. Still, Mitchell wonders, how can a person be caught with a body in a car on a traffic stop and be cleared to go home so soon, and there's still no resolution?
And for them to be protecting his family and him is beyond my understanding. You're creating a narrative.
Now, the body has not been released to the family because the GBI says that the autopsy has not been completed. I'm told that should happen soon. The mom insists she didn't know that until today when the media told her. Reporting live in Douglasville, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
There are so many factors that we have to address with this particular situation. One of the things that I did wanted to ask is, one, what was the traffic stop actually for? I'm trying to get mom on the screen. What was the actual traffic stop for one? Because in the state of Georgia, they made a law most recently that if you're in possession of a gun, because they made this shortly after that releasing the requirements for need a gun license in Georgia. And I thought this was a setup. Basically, if you're in the middle of committing a felony or some type of crime under that category or level with a gun in possession, allegedly it's a mandatory 10 years. So I know that usually traffic stops don't really turn into felonies unless it's something really gross. But you know how they are out here. That's first and foremost. They're really funny with the traffic stops. So one, what did they pull this person over with for? Two, I needed to know, where is the gun? Because if they said allegedly it was in the middle of a gun cell? What was the narrative of the person that was in the car that they end up letting go? What was the narrative? It has something to do with a gun sale. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out what's taking so long for them to do the autopsy. Now, this happened a while ago, so we're going to follow up. But mom, to the day of this broadcast that we show, she didn't even know what was going on with her son's body. And this is typical because this is what they kind of did in the Alexis Wilson situation, where they did not tell mom the full details of what happened and just said that she was in an accident. Just don't tell the truth. And that is terrible. So the next thing I gotta ask is, where's the car? What is going on with the investigation? And who is the person in the car? This has to be very, very scary for mom to basically know that her son was unalive in the middle of selling a gun. And that's something that we do. We have to talk to our young people about ways of making money. I don't know this young man, but as far as his mannerism of what I'm seeing here and how mom described him, he may have not been a bad kid, especially highlighting the laws out here in Georgia. People think that they can do things because it is legal. It is actually legal to sell a gun in Georgia, and you don't need a permit on top of that, which is ridiculous. So, it was saying in Georgia, basically the laws is it is an open carry state. It says you still have some restrictions. I'm reading this little article off this article. It says you still have some restrictions. You may not be able to aim a gun at someone without legal jurisdiction. It does not matter whether or not the gun is loaded. Fire a gun within 50 yards of a public street or highway without legal justification. Fire a gun on private property unless you have permission from the property owner. Fire a gun while you are intoxicated. So there's some factors that I think the investigators really need to pay attention to, as far as I know petty cops. One of the things that they used to get the drug dealers on in Jersey on extra charges is when they were selling in within 50 feet of a school and things like that. So I really think if the cops wanted to arrest the person who actually was in the car with him, they would have found a reason to arrest him. This is a really, really strange case. Now, I just want to talk about Douglasville. Douglasville is a pretty country ghetto type of place. It's kind of hood, mixed with low income Black and white as well, and they're mixed together. Is the racial is not really a strong racial line when it comes to the people in the low income, but there is a racial line when it comes to the haves and have-nots. Douglas County is not a poor county. There are a lot of rich people, and in that particular county, it is, how can I say, the good old boy type of system. It is pretty Confederate. So you have those two factors that's mixed together. So anything could have happened here. You see what I'm saying? So my main thing is, who is the young man? Why is mom not being aware of who it could be, so she can be protected? This person can be coming around mom every day and she wouldn't know because they're not disclosing the identity of someone found driving the car with this young man body in the car. So this is brought to you by Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, Trending Topics. We're going to be bringing you more trending topics like this. I'm going to ask you to hit the like button and please support. We're going to keep you aware of what's going on because this directly affects us, especially when it comes to open carry states. These cases is a little touchy, but we have to really, really dig deep into it because it all leads to law and law being changed and adjusted. And in Georgia, the open carry is just really, really open out here. Okay. It says any person who is not prohibited by law for possession of a gun or long gun may not carry on his or her person weapon, long handgun, inside his home, motor vehicle places. So this is people who are prohibited. And only time you prohibit it is when you catch a felony. Okay. It's pretty easy to catch a felony out here. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who still hold guns that have had felonies. And because they don't have a law to control the sale of guns, which I think is important. I know people who are gun carriers may not agree with that, but I do believe that it is important for us to have some type of registry or something for when we're selling guns personally, because everything we sell is somehow recorded on some transactions so we can track even a car. Okay, that investment. But this is literally a tool of destruction and protection. So I do think that Georgia may want to think about putting in a law that will require people to register on the open registry when they sell their guns privately. At least you'll have a tracking system to see where the gun went from one person to the next. That'll help track and mitigate crimes. You see what I'm saying? And also, slow down this type of illegal gun sale that leads to this. Okay, people will be more hesitant because if they know they do illegal gun sales and it's against the law, and they don't register the gun and it's not registered and the cops know they did an illegal gun sale, that means that they'll be going to jail. Okay, these are some of the things we got to look into. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for being here with Grace Levi on a little short episode of Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, trending topics. I want to keep you posted on what's going on in Douglasville and Miss Streets, and if she's going to ever get closure in her situation. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
Drunk as yeah, スライドするお前の地元にスライドする
Imagine if my small business blew up overnight and I woke up to some sales. Boost this video so people who like my products can find me.